A single moment can change everything. In the Outlander Season 8 finale, fans watched in shock as love, loyalty, and destiny collided in ways no one could have predicted. A beloved character's journey came to a sudden end. Betrayal cut deeper than any sword, and the rules of time itself were rewritten before our very eyes. This was not just an ending. It was a heartbreak, a revelation, and a promise that the story of Outlander will never be the same again. The road to the finale was already heavy with tension. Claire and Jamie had fought battles not just against enemies, but against time, fate, and the endless pull of history. Their bond, tested through every war, every wound, and every heartbreak, seemed unshakable. Yet as the final episodes began, there was a sense of unease running through every moment. The air felt thicker. Every word carried weight, and every look between characters hinted at secrets too dangerous to say out loud. Season 8 had built toward this storm. Jamie was caught between protecting his family and honoring the duty that history demanded of him. Claire, ever the healer and the heart of this tale, faced not only the suffering of others, but her own private fear of loss. Roger and Brianna, still torn between the modern world and the dangerous past, struggled with their choice of where they truly belonged. Every character was standing at a crossroads, and the finale promised only one thing: not everyone would make it out alive. The backdrop of political unrest made every scene more dangerous. Alliances shifted quickly, friends became foes, and whispers of betrayal grew louder with each passing day. Even in the safety of hearth and home, the shadows of war and the weight of destiny crept closer. What fans didn't know as they watched was that the cracks in trust would soon explode, and the cost would be devastating. It wasn't only the tension of survival, it was the question of time itself. Outlander has always danced between centuries, but never had the timeline felt so fragile, so close to breaking. Small choices began to feel like they could ripple through centuries, changing everything we thought we knew. And just as the characters sensed this, so did the audience. Something was coming, something final. The finale began not with fire or battle, but with silence. The kind of silence that makes you lean forward, that makes your heart pound because you know, deep down, that something irreversible is about to happen. Claire's voice, Jamie's steady presence, the weight of generations, all of it seemed to hang in the balance. And as the hour unfolded, fans realized they weren't just watching the end of a season. They were watching the unraveling of everything they thought they could hold on to. Death in Outlander has never been just an ending. It has always been a turning point, a wound that cuts through time itself. But in the Season 8 finale, the death that unfolded was unlike anything fans expected. It wasn't just a loss, it was a heartbreak written in silence, in the look of a face fading too soon, in the sound of Claire's voice breaking as she realized she could not save the one she loved. The moment arrived suddenly, and yet the show had been preparing us all along. Small details, quiet foreshadowing, and the heavy stillness in Jamie's eyes hinted that fate was circling closer. When it finally struck, it wasn't in the heat of battle or the chaos of war. It was in a moment that felt almost intimate. A sacrifice, a choice, a final stand that left fans frozen in their seats. The camera lingered not on the act of death itself, but on its weight. The world seemed to stop around Claire as her hands trembled, fighting against inevitability. She had crossed centuries to keep this love alive, healed countless wounds, and fought against time itself. But here, in this single moment, her gift as a healer could not protect her heart. The scream she swallowed, the tears she could not stop, those became the true sound of the finale. What made this death so devastating was not only who was lost, but what their absence meant. This character had been a symbol of loyalty, of strength, of unbroken love. Their loss wasn't just a personal tragedy, it shattered the balance of the story. Jamie's soul seemed to collapse inward, his body standing tall but his eyes hollow, as if the ground beneath him had vanished. For fans, it was more than watching a character die. It was watching the heart of Outlander break before their eyes. And yet, the writers gave no easy answers. Was this the price of destiny? Was this death a cruel twist of fate? Or the first step toward something even bigger? The scene left a haunting silence, as though the echoes of this loss would carry through time itself. And for the audience, it wasn't just shock, it was grief. A grief that lingered long after the credits rolled, as viewers realized they had just witnessed one of the most unforgettable moments in Outlander history. Sometimes the deepest wounds aren't carved by swords, but by the hands of those we trust most. In the Season 8 finale, Betrayal struck like a whisper in the dark, quiet, unexpected, and devastating in its impact. Fans had long speculated about shifting loyalties, but no one imagined the betrayal would come from someone whose loyalty seemed unshakable. That twist left audiences gasping, not because of the act itself, but because of who committed it. It didn't happen in a dramatic battlefield clash or in the chaos of a raid. No, this betrayal was intimate, personal, and carefully timed. A character who had once stood shoulder to shoulder with the Frasers chose a different path. Driven by fear, jealousy, or perhaps a desperate hope for survival, they crossed a line that could never be uncrossed. With one decision, trust shattered into pieces, and every bond forged over years of struggle crumbled into dust. The scene was haunting in its simplicity. A single exchange of words, a stolen glance. The moment of realization in Jamie's eyes as he understood that the knife in his back was not literal, but emotional. The betrayal wasn't loud, it wasn't messy, but it was unforgettable. It reminded fans that in Outlander, danger doesn't always come from strangers or soldiers. Sometimes it comes from the people closest to the fire, the ones who have shared food, stories, and secrets. What made the betrayal cut even deeper was the reason behind it. The character didn't act out of pure malice. They acted out of desperation, a choice between saving themselves or protecting the Frasers. And in that moment, they chose wrong. That complexity left fans torn. Was this betrayal unforgivable? Or was it a tragic reminder that even in the fiercest love stories, fear can turn hearts against one another? The fallout was immediate. Trust evaporated, alliances collapsed, and the family at the center of the story was left fractured. Betrayal is not just an action. It's a poison that spreads, twisting every future choice, every moment of connection. And as the episode moved forward, viewers realized this single act would not stay buried. It would ripple through time, just like every other choice in Outlander's tangled web of history and destiny. This wasn't just betrayal. It was the breaking of something sacred, a reminder that even love, even loyalty, can fall apart when fear and fate collide. Time has always been the heartbeat of Outlander, a river that carries characters forward and back, reshaping lives with every crossing. But in the Season 8 finale, time itself became a weapon, a secret, and a revelation so shocking it changed everything fans thought they knew. The moment wasn't loud or dramatic at first. It was quiet, almost hidden in plain sight, until the truth unfolded, and the audience realized they were watching history fracture right in front of them. The reveal began with a symbol. Something small, almost ordinary. A sound, a shimmer in the air, a place that didn't feel quite right. For Claire, it was a flicker of recognition, a sensation she had carried ever since her first step through the stones. But this time, it wasn't her journey alone. The finale showed that time travel was not a gift for a chosen few. It was something larger, older, and far more dangerous than anyone imagined. What stunned fans most was not just the return of time travel, but who discovered its secret. A character we least expected stumbled into the truth, altering the path not only for themselves but for everyone connected to the Frasers. The reveal opened a door that could not be closed. It suggested that the past, present, and future are not fixed at all, but fragile threads waiting to be pulled. One wrong step could erase lives, rewrite battles, or undo the very love story that has held this saga together. The camera lingered on faces filled with shock, Jamie's stoic disbelief, Claire's haunted understanding, Brianna's recognition of what this power meant for her children. Time was no longer a story they were caught inside. It was a choice, a curse, and a possibility that could destroy everything. Fans watching realized this wasn't just about survival anymore, it was about rewriting destiny. And then came the chilling realization. The death, the betrayal, everything that had just unfolded. Was it truly final? Or had the writers planted a possibility that time itself might bend once more? The finale left audiences with no answers, only questions, as the screen faded out with the sound of stones humming, as if the future of Outlander was whispering to us from the shadows of time. This was not the end. It was a door, and whether that door leads to salvation, destruction, or something far stranger, that is the mystery that will haunt fans long after the finale fades. The credits had barely rolled before the internet exploded. Fans across the world flooded forums, social media, and discussion groups, their hearts torn between grief and disbelief. Some wrote that they hadn't cried this hard since earlier tragedies in the series, while others admitted they sat in stunned silence, unable to process what they had just witnessed. Outlander has always stirred emotion, but the Season 8 finale felt different. It was personal. It reached out of the screen and left viewers carrying the weight of its twists, as if they themselves had lived them. One of the loudest reactions was, of course, to the shocking death. Fans called it the cruelest goodbye yet, and debated endlessly whether it was necessary for the story or a misstep by the writers. Some praised the courage to take such a bold risk, while others begged for a way to undo it. And almost immediately, the theories began to swirl. Could time travel reverse this loss? Was the death permanent, or just another test of the timeline's fragile rules? Then came the betrayal. Viewers vented their rage at the character who turned against the Frasers, some declaring they could never forgive them, others insisting it was a painfully human choice. The debates split communities, fueling hours of late-night conversations. Was the betrayal selfish? Or was it, in a twisted way, an act of love? This moral puzzle gave fans as much to argue over as the death itself. But nothing set imaginations on fire like the time travel reveal. Theories spread like wildfire. Was there another hidden portal? Could someone we thought was lost be pulled back? Was history itself about to unravel in ways no one expected? Some fans went deeper, suggesting that the betrayal and the death were not accidents, but part of a much larger design, threads in a tapestry woven by forces beyond the character's understanding, and underneath all the speculation was one shared truth. Fans weren't ready to let go. The finale might have ended, but the conversations had only just begun. Whether through grief, anger, or hope, the audience became part of the story, piecing together possibilities, searching for answers, and clinging to the idea that in Outlander, no ending is ever truly final. This was more than just a finale. It was a spark that reignited the fandom, fueled endless theories, and ensured that the world of Outlander will echo far beyond its final season. 3 shocks, 3 wounds, 3 moments that changed Outlander forever. A death that shattered hearts, a betrayal that poisoned trust, and a time travel reveal that tore open the very fabric of destiny. The Season 8 finale did not simply tell a story, it ended an era, leaving fans standing at the edge of a cliff with no clear path forward. What makes this finale unforgettable is that it gave us no comfort. There was no neat bow to tie together the heartbreak. Instead, it left us with questions that echo louder than answers. Was the death truly final, or will time itself bend to rewrite fate? Was the betrayal born of weakness, or will history remember it as an act of twisted courage? And most of all, what does the time travel reveal really mean for the future of the Frasers, their legacy, and the world they inhabit? For the characters, the road ahead is uncertain. For the fans, the story lives on in every theory, every debate, every rewatch of the finale's most haunting scenes. That's the power of Outlander. It doesn't just end when the credits roll. It lingers, it stirs, it keeps you awake at night wondering, what if? And so, as we step away from this finale, the question remains, was this the ending Outlander deserved? Or just the beginning of something bigger? Perhaps the stones will hum again. Perhaps time will fold once more. Or perhaps the greatest twist is that some wounds can never heal. Now it's your turn. Did this finale leave you heartbroken, furious, or hopeful? Do you believe the death is final? Or is there still a chance time will rewrite the past Share your theories, your reactions, and your emotions in the comments. And if you want to keep unraveling every hidden clue and shocking twist from Outlander, make sure to like this video, subscribe for more deep dives, and ring the bell so you don't miss what comes next. Because if Outlander has taught us anything, it's this: endings are never truly endings. They are doorways, and sometimes the next chapter is waiting just beyond the stones. The story may have faded to black, but the echoes of the Outlander Season 8 finale still linger like whispers through the stones. We have walked with Claire and Jamie through wars, heartbreak, and impossible choices. We have loved with them. We have grieved with them. And now, in this finale, we have been shaken to our core by loss, betrayal, and a revelation that time itself is not as steady as we believed. But here's the truth: Outlander has never been about certainty. It has always been about the fragile thread between love and destiny, about the ways time bends but never breaks what is truly eternal. This finale reminded us that every goodbye carries a promise, every betrayal hides a deeper truth, and every loss leaves behind a question mark that time may yet answer. The fandom is alive with theories, with grief, with hope. Some believe the death will hold. Others whisper that the betrayal will reveal a hidden purpose. And many cling to the belief that time travel has opened a door that will not only reshape the future, but rewrite the past. This is what Outlander does best. It refuses to end where we think it should. It dares us to imagine, to dream, to ache for more. So even though the season has closed, the story lives on, in your conversations, in your speculations, and in the memories of every breathtaking moment we've shared with these characters. Outlander is not just a show. It is a journey that has carried us across centuries, through love and loss, and reminded us that the bonds of the heart are stronger than time itself. And now, I leave you with one final thought. Perhaps the true finale of Outlander is not the one we've just witnessed. Perhaps it lies in the questions we carry, in the hope that time will whisper again, and in the belief that love, enduring, unshakable love, can never truly be bound by endings. So let's keep the fire alive. Share your theories, your heartbreaks, and your hopes in the comments. Join the conversation, because the story is far from over. And remember, in Outlander, every ending is just another beginning, waiting beyond the stones.